We do that now about, let's say, 9 years. We were invited by a Nepali psychologist who was interested in Gestalt. And to make a long story short, we went there to see the situation, to discuss the possibilities and, of course, the restrictions. And we decided to start a Gestalt training, a 4-year training according to the EAGT standards, because that's what they wanted from us. And we are now so far that already group number 4 is running in their 2nd year. And of course, we already have a group of graduates. And the nice thing, but also the challenging thing is, of course, that Gestalt, in a way, is very opposite of the culture. Where Gestalt is much more about making the implicit more explicit. The culture in Nepal is keeping things as much as possible implicit. So in that way, for the students, it's sometimes very challenging. But this is open for discussion, dialogue. So we have, of course, a program, but many times we adjust the program to the actual situation there. You can imagine in 2015 with the earthquakes in Nepal, that we did a lot on trauma, family, loss, and then you forget, or not forget, but you put the program aside. And but it's fantastic work.
Wow,
really.
It was wonderful then. So you really did that decision to take a part of the course itself, and you started to work because there was an urgent need.
Yes, for sure, for sure. So our work now is, of course, first of all, the Gestalt training program, but because more and more we got involved in other projects, I must name my colleague Greet Cassiers from Belgium, who is very good in fundraising. And so she did fundraising, and she's still doing fundraising. So we were able to support people in building a new house after the earthquake, or providing clothes. So these kind of projects. I'm involved in some projects for children there. So because you get more and more contacts, we get also more involved in the society. But for us, the leading principle is that we ask students to advise us where to connect or not to connect, where to sponsor or not to sponsor. Because before you know, you let's say interfere with cultural or socio-political situations and bring more damage than that you actually bring a benefit to them. So that is
a huge challenge, in the current environment, to deal with individuals whose really needs and responses can be so different. So even you have a process with the students that they are like to keep things implicit, right? But they, as a next therapist, they will have the same kind of heaviness with their clients, even because
of course that is I wrote an article, I did not publish it, but an article for students and for colleagues, and I call it The Curse of Awareness. Actually, the title comes from Sonia Nevis, but becoming aware is a wonderful thing when the field conditions are there to, let's say, to do something with the awareness. But to becoming aware in a situation where the field conditions are rather restricting or limiting, it makes you more unhappy, so to say. So that is what we are confronted with in working with students, that we see that. I remember a seminar I gave on the contact mechanisms and how really shocking it was for several students to realize how they were retroflecting so long time already or how much deflecting their whole society is. And like you say, of course, that is what they also meet with clients. Where can I, how can I say, where it's not totally adjusting, but how can I work with clients in a situation that change is almost impossible? We're still talking about the country where arranged marriages is a very normal thing. So we also see students coming in the training as, let's say, a happy young girl, and a few years later, they're in an arranged marriage. And some of them, thank God, are still happy, but some of them are really in a very restricted situation. So that is a reality we are confronted with, and for sure where the students are living in.